your brother scan and cut? Let's make some stickers and some fun bookmarks. It's so easy. Let me show you how. I'm Amy from Amysews.com, the home of the Brother Scan and Cut Create subscription box. All you're going to do is put your paper that you want to cut, do your direct cut. This is sticker paper, right, on my mat. And you're just going to load the mat into your scan and cut. And here's where the magic all starts to get the best results for your scan and cut. It's just a simple button you have to select. So we're going to select scan. We want a direct cut, which means we want to cut out what is on the mat. Direct cut. I'm going to retrieve it from my scan and cut, and I'm going to hit start. And what's going to happen is scan and cut's going to scan in the background, whatever it is, right? And it's good to have defined backgrounds. This is white paper. So anything other than a white or a light gray outline is going to be detected quite easily. So it takes a second for the scan and cut to bring in your image, and I'm going to say okay. And then I'm just going to crop it. I'm going to get rid of what I call the noise in the background, which is just all the scraggly cuts and leftover stuff that is on my mat. And we're going to go to preview. Now I can see that there's a little black line around every piece of my scan and cut, all my pieces, right? So you can see there's a dark black line, and I'm going to say, go to preview, and I'm going to say okay. And now you're going to see it's just going to disappear, and and all my images are going to disappear, but just going to leave the outline. Now I know I have 5 pieces of holly, that's going to cut. I have all these shapes on here, that's going to cut. It's going to ask me, please select, and I'm going to cut. Now remember, I'm doing stickers, right? I don't want to cut all the way through. If you cut your stickers all the way through, there's still stickers, right, that you can just peel off and use. But if you want to leave your stickers on the sheet, you have to do a half cut. So I'm going to go to my little tools, and half cut is turned on, and I'm going to say okay. Now I'm using my tan vinyl blade, right, for my sticker half cut. If you need to cut all the way through your stickers, you're probably going to have to use your black blade because it just isn't enough. The tan is just not deep enough to go all the way through. I'm going to hit start. And you're just going to see the scan and cut go around those shapes. Now it doesn't care how many colors are on the paper. I told it I just wanted to cut the outside of everything, so you do not have to be concerned about the image. It's just found the outline, and it's just cutting the outline. And these are perfect for gift boxes, gift bags, create your own style. I just generated this image in Canva, which is a program that I use, not Canvas Workspace, it's called Canva. Or if you have Paint, or you have Adobe, you have Photo, you have something on your computer that you can bring images in and then be able to create your own page of stickers. We'll give this another second. It's almost done. I don't know, every time I do this, it still fascinates me how absolutely amazing my scan and cut is. And the Scan and Cut Create box, every other box, it's bi-monthly, so every other month you get a box. We do fabric one month, and then we do some sort of substrate the other month, whether we're making boxes, whether we're cutting out vinyl, whether we're cutting chipboard. You name it, we've done some crazy things with our scan and cut. So we want you to learn to use absolutely everything about it. Okay, so now it is done. And I'm going to just gently lift my sticker paper off. And when what happens when the paper is sticky and you do a half cut, you can definitely yank everything off. So let's head over here and let me show you what happened. So you can see I yanked really hard and my little sticker stuck, but it's okay because they're still on the transfer sheet. And we have a motto here: we screw up so you don't have to. So we can teach you what all is right and wrong with what we did. So now I'm just going to gently roll back, and there's my sticker. How perfectly that cut. Now I can take a marker, I can mark the name, put happy holidays, whatever I want on there. So cutting stickers is very easy. You just don't want to yank your sticker paper off of your mat. So now let's go ahead and do a direct cut on cardstock, and let's make these bookmarks. I just went to my printer and I printed out on cardstock these little Halloween bookmarks. I did them in my simple graphic program. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to scan. We're going to go to direct cut because we want to cut them out. We want the data from the scan and cut, and I'm going to hit start. Now it may ask you to change your scanning lever from 2 to 1, and that's okay because it's working on a thin fabric. You can see I'm just scanning right through there. And I'm going to say okay. And again, we're going to crop out all that background noise, the extra schmutz on our mat. We want to get rid of that. And I'm going to say preview. And I can see the black lines, and I'm going to say okay. Because I'm not doing stickers, I'm going to take my tan blade out and I'm going to put my black blade in. And the one thing we have to remember to do is make sure we turn off. Now you're going to see there's little black lines out here. It's going to want to cut those, and it will cut those because we didn't clean them up. So I'm going to go to my little wrench here, and I'm going to turn the half cut off because I want them to cut out my bookmarks all the way. And I'm going to hit start. Now, just like with the stickers, when it kind of got stuck on my mat, right? That's because I had a very sticky mat with paper. So make sure your mat is just a light tack mat. Now, all of my mats are technically a light tack because of the way we tear them up here at Amysews. We do a ton of projects and we spend a lot of time with our scan and cut. So they get a little beat up. So you can see that little, where it's doing those little off the side marks, those are those black marks that I did not edit out. So whatever is on there is a cut line, it's going to cut it, okay? Now before I take my paper or eject my mat, I lift up a corner and I want to make sure I had a clean cut, and I did. So I'm just going to gently kind of wiggle the paper off. And because these were printed on the new Brother Print Moda printer, which is the perfect companion for your scan and cut, look how fun that is. So if you don't want to give treats, we could have added a little hole here and a tassel, and the kids could have gotten a cute, little coloring book or a little reading book for Halloween instead of a sugary treat. All right, I did the same thing with this sheet of colored bookmarks and all these kind of little decorations that you can glue on the bookmarks. But I wanted to share something with you, and one of the things we do here at Amysews is we want to be as realistic as possible why things happen and why they don't happen. So if you take a look at the eyeball did not cut well. It cut all these little black lines and basically made a mess of the eyeball because there was no defined black line. It doesn't have to be a black line, but there wasn't enough contrast between the creamy eyeball and the white of the paper. So that's something you need to kind of be weary of, but you're going to see the other things cut out really nice, except the eyeball, we kind of made a mess. It did the inside of the eye, but you could see the outside was kind of weird. And how I would have, now that I know that's going to happen, and I suspected that was going to happen, I would have I went to my add button, and I would have added a circle around, a cut circle around the size of my eyeball to correct that. So remember, contrast is so important. There wasn't enough contrast between here and here. You could either take a little Sharpie marker and run a, just run a circle around it, or you could go back and hit the add button, bring in a circle, and then cut out the perfect eyeball. So there are some, things you're going to learn, the learning curve, and that's why, we try to, like I said, we goof up so you don't have to, so you understand the full concept of scanning in color items to do the direct cut. All right, now if I want to go in and have the scan and cut out the little holes on my bookmarks, I didn't remove the whole thing from the mat, just the, I'm gonna call the waste paper, just the piece I took off. If I want to go back and have little holes done for my bookmarks, I can do that. I'm just going to go to pattern. I'm going to go to my shapes. I'm going to find my circle. And we know that's really tiny. It's not 4 inches, so I'm going to make it super small. Even smaller than that. I'm guessing that's like 1/4 of an inch. So 0.07 is small as it'll go. Let's get it up to 1/4 of an inch and see what it looks like. And I'm going to set it. And now I'm going to scan my background. I want to see where I want to sew that circle. So it's scanning all those pieces of paper in, all those shapes and images. They're scanning them in. So it's going to make it easy for me to move that circle I just put on there. So here's my little circle all the way up here. And I'm going to come down, I'm going to put it right over. Now the nice thing, if I go to edit and I have a magnifying glass, I can scoot to the bottom of my page. There's my little red dot. I can zoom in 400 times to see what's happening. All right, so you can see my little red dot right there. Scoot all the way over. Now I can see perfectly where that's going to go and fit over exactly. I can use my nudge buttons here to fit that perfectly. And I'm going to say okay. And now I can go to Object Edit. And again, I can add that same circle. So there'll be a total of 3 on my paper and do the same thing. It's kind of hard to see that green, but you guys get the idea. I would just move those up and go from there. I'm just going to delete those. We'll just do the purple one for right now. And I'm going to say okay. I'm going to say okay. She needs lots of help. She needs lots of positivity to tell her it's okay. It's all right to go cut. So now it's going to go down and cut. And ignore the fact was a fabric mat. Now it is a non-sticky mess. So I just want you to understand that my mat becomes unimportant. You just have to be not sticky enough. And there we go. So it cut a perfect hole right where I wanted it. So just another option. You can go back. I could have added a circle around the eyeballs. I could have done something that makes it a little more defined area, right? If it's not defined by the color, you can define it by putting a circle around it or drawing a circle with a magic marker. All right, so who wouldn't want a spooky bookmark for their trick-or-treats? Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed learning to do a direct cut with paper, with sticker paper, because at Amysews we cut just about everything with our scan and cut. For more information, just go to amysews.com. And just remember, the more you know, the more you sew.